Hello and welcome to Storytime for Kids. Today we're going to finish this beautiful book. Today we're going to read the 5th chapter, and I totally recommend you get this book. Like, kids really love it. Okay? I hope you like it too, and if you want to listen to the previous chapters, please check the description below. Today we're going to learn about amphibians. Chapter 5, Awesome Amphibians. This chapter is about amphibians, including frogs and toads, salamanders, and caecilians. Blue-sided tree frog. This tree frog is more than just blue. Facts. Home. Forests, gardens, and farms around the city of San Jose, Costa Rica. Food. Insects. Babies. 45 to 162 eggs at a time. Size. Female blue-sided tree frogs lay their eggs on the underside of leaves. They choose leaves that hang over water. When the eggs hatch, the tadpoles plop down into the water below. There are more than 800 species of tree frogs. Most of them are quite small. Their size allows them to climb on leaves and twigs. The blue-sided tree frog lives mainly in trees. All its fingers and toes have big round discs on the end. These discs act like suction cups. They help the tree frog climb to branches and twigs as it climbs around looking for food. That's why they don't fall. And look, these are their eggs. How many different colors can you count on this frog? We have green, kind of like a yellow, orange, another yellow, black, so I would say at least 5. Oh no, and look, their legs are blue. So about 6, I would say. Reticulated glass frog. This frog's belly is see-through. A reticulated glass frog could feed on a quarter. So they're like probably this big. Very tiny. A female glass frog lays her egg in a clump under a tree. The male frog guards the eggs all day and night. The spots on the back of an adult glass frog look a lot like a little clump of eggs. Look. Scientists think these may trick predators, such as wasps, that are looking for frog eggs to eat. When a wasp swoops in, the male frog guards the eggs. Male frogs wrestle each other to protect their territory. These are the eggs. And you see? Here's the adult frog. Facts. Home. Rainforests in Colombia, Ecuador, Costa Rica, and Panama. Food. Insects and other small animals. Babies. About 35 eggs at a time. Size. So tiny. Why do you think this frog is called a glass frog? Why do you think? Of course, because they're see-through. You see here? Goliath frog. This is the largest frog in the world. Male Goliath frogs make a loud whistling noise to call females. A Goliath frog is about the size of a house cat. It spends most of its time in water, but sometimes it climbs onto rocks to sit in the sun. The frog's greenish-brown color helps it blend in with moss-covered rocks. Adult Goliath frogs also come ashore at night to look for food. Young frogs mostly stay underwater. Female Goliath frogs lay their eggs on plants growing underwater on a river bottom. Even though they will grow up to be huge, Goliath frog tadpoles are about the same size as the tadpoles of other frogs. Right, they start out really small. Facts. Home. Fast-flowing rivers in rainforests in Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea in Africa. Food. Worms, spiders, dragonflies, locusts, small frogs, baby turtles, and other small animals. Babies. Several hundred eggs at a time. Oh yeah, they're huge. A colorful group of more than 300 species of frogs called poison dart frogs live in the rainforests of Central and South America. Here are just a few of these brightly colored amphibians. Yellow-banded poison dart frog, blue poison dart frog, phantasmal poison dart frog, golden poison dart frog, red-backed poison dart frog. They usually say the pretty ones, the colorful ones, are the dangerous ones. Common toad. This toad's bumpy skin contains poison. Ooh. Common toads are usually brown, but they can also be black, green, or yellow. Frogs versus toads. Toads are a special kind of frog. There are a few differences between most frogs and toads. This is interesting, right? Frogs. Most frogs live in water. Frogs have teeth. A frog's skin is smooth and slimy. Toads. Toads live on land. Toads do not have teeth. A toad's skin is bumpy and dry. Oh, I didn't know the difference, but that makes a lot of sense. Well, now we know. When a fox or other predator pounces on a common toad, the toad releases its secret weapon. Its skin oozes a yucky tasting poison. As soon as the fox tastes the poison, it spits out the toad and trots off to find something better to eat. Very smart. Facts. Home. Woodlands, grasslands, and near ponds in much of Europe and northern Africa. Food. Ants and other insects, earthworms, slugs, spiders, snails, and other small animals. Babies. Thousands of eggs at a time. Oh, wow. Look how big they are. They're very big. Cane toad. This toad is one of the world's largest. Facts. Home. Open grassland and woodland in southern Texas in the U.S., Mexico, much of Central and South America, Australia, and other places. Food. Insects, frogs, other small animals, dead animals. Babies. Thousands at a time. And look how big they are. A cane toad's huge appetite matches its size. This toad is not a picky eater. It even eats other cane toads. The cane toad's best defense against most predators is poison. Its skin has a poison that makes many enemies get very sick or even die. There are a few animals, such as certain fish, caimans, and snakes that are not affected by the poison. The toad has another trick to try to escape these predators. It stands up tall by stretching its legs out straight, takes a huge breath of air to puff up, and tries to scare away its predators by looking bigger than it really is. Ooh. And he does look bigger, don't you think? The big cane toad, its eggs, and its tadpoles are poisonous. Can you try to look bigger just like the cane toad does? Go ahead, give it a try. I'm pretty sure you look scary. Ring caecilian. It is not an earthworm. It is not a snake. It is an amphibian. Wow. It does look like a snake, right? Or a worm, but it's not. It's an amphibian. After a mother caecilian lays her eggs, she begins to grow a thick outer layer of skin filled with fat. Her hatchlings have teeth that are shaped like spoons. They use their teeth to eat the mother's skin. This does not hurt her. The hatchlings nibble for a few minutes, all at once. Their next meal is in about 3 days. By that time, their mother has grown a new layer of her special fatty skin for them to eat. She regrows this skin until the young caecilians are a few weeks old. That's amazing, don't you think? Say my name, caecilian. Caecilian mother and her hatchlings. Facts. Home. Tropical forests, savannas, grasslands, and farmland east of the Andes Mountains in South America. Food. Insects, worms, and small snails. Babies. 5 to 16 at a time. They're not too big, don't you think? The ring caecilian lives underground. It digs with its head. How would you move to show how a caecilian digs underground? Go ahead, try it. Hellbender. This salamander is the largest amphibian in North America. A hellbender's body is flat. Its shape helps it feed under rocks to hide at the bottom of streams. Hellbenders live in the water. They stay in streams and rivers their whole lives. They choose areas with large, flat rocks and fast-moving water. The rocks provide shelter. Fast-moving water has more oxygen mixed into it than still water does. As a river or stream flows, the splashing and bubbling of the moving water mixes air, which has oxygen, into the water. Hellbenders breathe mostly through their skin, underwater, so they need water with a lot of oxygen. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Facts. Home. Fast-flowing rocky streams in rivers in part of eastern U.S. Food. Mainly crayfish, also small fish, worms, and insects. Babies, 200 to 400 at a time. Size. Can you name any other animals that live in streams and rivers? Of course. Other frogs, fish, turtles. California slender salamander. This tiny salamander lives on land. This kind of salamander usually stays within an area about the size of a bathtub. Oh, wow. The California slender salamander hatches on land as a tiny version of an adult. The California slender salamander is only about as long as your hand. It lives in forests, underneath logs, rocks, and lives on the ground. Probably this big. This little amphibian can only breathe through its skin. It stays in areas that are cool and damp. A salamander's skin has to stay moist for it to be able to breathe. The salamander's favorite time to move around is right after it rains. Facts. Home. Forests and grasslands in mountains, mainly along the coast of California, and in a small area of southern Oregon. Food. Insects, spiders, snails, and other tiny animals. Babies, 4 to 13 eggs at a time. Size. What is the farthest you have ever traveled from your home? That's a good question. Where is the farthest place you've ever been to? Fire salamander. This amphibian gives birth to live young. A mother fire salamander's eggs stay inside her body until the larvae or babies are ready to hatch. At that point, one of two things happen. Some females give birth in water to larval babies. They do not look like their mother yet. The larvae stay in the water until they grow into fully developed salamanders. Other females give birth to young that are already fully developed. They look just like mom. Look, gills, larval fire salamander. Oh, I'm not going to lie. They don't look really pretty at this stage. Facts. Home. Woodlands and ponds or streams in parts of Europe and the Middle East. Food. Slugs, earthworms, beetles, and other small animals. Babies, 2 to 20 at a time. Size. Oh, look, they're big. Gills are part of a fire salamander's larva's body. Gills take oxygen out of water, allowing the larva to breathe underwater. This salamander's bright color and pattern warn predators that it is poisonous. Kaiser's mountain newt. This colorful salamander's big eyes see well in and out of water. Females lay their eggs on rocks underwater in streams. Kaiser's mountain newts spend most of their lives on the ground in mountain forests. For a couple of months in the spring, they move into cold streams to find mates and lay eggs. Their eyesight is excellent, both on land and underwater. Scientists do not know a lot about this newt. It lives in a place that is very difficult to get to, in and around only a few streams in one mountain range. Kaiser's mountain newt larvae take about 4 months to change into newts that look like their parents. Facts: a few cold mountain streams and woodlands in Iran. Food: worms, insects, and other small animals. Babies: up to 60 eggs at a time. Size: which of the 4 salamanders you have read about so far is your favorite, and why? You can pause this video if you want to and think about it. You have read about salamanders in the last several pages. Here are a few more of the more than 700 salamander species. Wow! This one is an axolotl. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I really don't know how to pronounce it. I know these ones come from Mexico, and they look amazing, don't you think? Arboreal salamander, long-tailed salamander, blue-spotted salamander, tiger salamander. Yeah, this one does look like a tiger, don't you think? And we're done with the chapter, but we're going to read this little bonus, okay? Animal map. Use this world map to see on which continents the animals featured in this book can be found in the wild. North America, right here, right? Alligator snapping turtle, American alligator, Arizona coral snake, blue-sided tree frog, boa constrictor, California slender salamander, cane toad, common garter snake, eastern box turtle, eastern diamondback rattlesnake, green anole, green iguana, hellbender, painted turtle, reticulated glass frog, spectacled caiman. Pacific Ocean, banded sea crate, hawksbill sea turtle. South America, boa constrictor, cane toad, Galapagos giant tortoise, green iguana, marine iguana, mata mata, reticulated glass frog, ringed caecilian, spectacled caiman. Europe, common toad, fire salamander, Hermann's tortoise, sand lizard. Asia, banded sea crate, gharial, Indian narrow-headed soft-shell turtle, Kaiser's mountain newt, king cobra, Komodo dragon, saltwater crocodile, sand lizard, tokay gecko. Indian Ocean, banded sea crate, hawksbill sea turtle. Africa, common toad, dwarf crocodile, Goliath frog, panther chameleon. Australia and Oceania, cane toad, frilled lizard, great desert skink, saltwater crocodile, tuatara. Did you notice nobody lives here? And you know why, right? Think about it. Of course, because it's too cold and amphibians and reptiles cannot survive in cold environments unless they can hibernate, right? But this is not natural for them. And this is it. We're done with this book. It was such a beautiful book. I hope you liked it. And if you want to listen to the whole book, like I said in the beginning, you can play the whole playlist and you will get the 5 chapters in this book. Okay? I hope you like it, and I really, really hope you keep exploring and discovering. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you soon for more books like these ones. Bye!